Alabama's defensive coordinator Kane Wommack says what happened against the Georgia Bulldogs was unacceptable. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide and what defensive coordinator Kane Wommack had to say concerning his defense and what happened on the field against the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll also talk a little bit about the upcoming matchup against those Vanderbilt Commodores. So let's go ahead and get into the video. And if you want to read this article yourself, you can go to Bama Hammer. The title of it is What Kane Wommack Called Unacceptable About Alabama's Defense versus Georgia. Alabama's defense made key stops when it had to, but there were still plenty of issues, and defensive coordinator Kane Wommack knows it. Okay, not going to read the whole article. I'm going to read about half of it. So we're going to start right here. Right here, Alabama's defensive concerns that were there before the game still remained. Alabama was once again gashed on the ground, allowing the Bulldogs to rack up 227 rushing yards. It's the second time in 4 games that Alabama allowed over 200 yards on the ground. For the season, the Crimson Tide now ranks 75th in the country in rushing yards, allowing 160 rushing yards on average. That is terrible. Terrible. Yep, the second time in 4 games that a team rushed for over 200 yards. Remember, Florida State, they ran for 230 yards, and here it is. The Georgia Bulldogs ran for 227. And you, like I said yesterday, you know what Vandy is coming to do. Vandy and Diego Pavia. You know they got an outstanding running game, and you know Diego Pavia is an outstanding dual threat quarterback. I mean, as far as his running ability, I would put him in the category of Jalen Milroe, but I'm not going to say he's as explosive as Jalen Milroe. But he can run, and he can pick up big yardage, chunk plays with his legs if you allow him to. Okay, so we'll see what happens this Saturday. I don't want to give Vandy too much credit. We already saw this before last season. They got the best of us. I think they won by 5 or 6 points, even though Diego Pavia did his thing. So, but I think this Saturday, my Alabama Crimson Tide, we can pretty much, we won't stop the rushing attack of Vandy, but hopefully we can keep it in check. So, but anyway, but you know, giving up 160 yards a game is not good, not in the rushing category. But anyway, against Georgia, it wasn't that the Bulldogs were consistently dominating the Tide up front and racking up 5, 6, or 7 yards a pop. It was the explosive plays typically around the edges where Alabama struggled the most. According to Kane Wommack, defense coordinator, 171 of the rushing yards allowed occurred on just 6 plays. The Tide frequently struggled to set the edge, gave up containment, and then took poor angles to the football to allow explosive plays. That is a fact. We could not contain the edges. They basically got whatever they want, you know, on them edges. DeMonte Jackson, you got to learn how to set the edge. Please, these linebackers need to be faster getting to the edge. Come on now. We can't have this with Diego Pavia and this Vanderbilt offense, or they're going to chew up yardage. They're going to chew up yardage. Okay, but anyway, with allowing those 6 explosive plays is the fact that Kane Wommack called, that's what he called unacceptable when talking to the media this past Monday. We can't have that, man. 171 yards on 6 plays. 6 plays. So basically, 6 plays, that was their run game. That was their run game. So, but anyway, if you take away those 6 plays, Alabama's run defense only gave up 56 yards on 27 carries to Georgia. 56 yards on 27 carries. If you take away those 6 plays. But the fact of the matter is, you can't take away those plays. It happened. So they go in the books. And that's what made Georgia's rushing attack look so good. Those 6 plays. That is what it is. You can't take them away. As Coach Kalen DeBoer liked to call it, explosives. Alabama, they love to talk explosive. They want to get the explosive plays. Well, one thing you don't want to do is give up the explosive plays to the opponent. And we don't need to do that against Vanderbilt. Just saying. But anyway, now, Alabama struggled mightily with Vanderbilt's motion-based offense attack last year, and they're even better and more efficient so far this season. Diego Pavia is a master at his craft at quarterback, and the Dores ranked 14th in the country in rushing at 230 yards per game. 230 yards per game. I think they ran for 167 yards on Alabama last season. Let that sink in. Alabama, since Kane Wommack has been the defensive coordinator, it's been 6 times that they done gave up over 200 yards rushing. 4 times last year and 2 times already this season. Because I know they gave up over 200 yards to, who did they give up over 200 yards to last season? I got it wrote down. I sure do. And let's see. They gave up over 200 yards to Oklahoma at 257, Tennessee at 214, USF at 206. And this one, 3 times last season. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then 2 times this season. So that's 5. As I said, 230 to Florida State and 227 to Georgia last week. Now, there's only been 6 instances where Alabama's defense gave up under 100 yards rushing since Kane Wommack done been there. So, 13 games last season, 4 games this season. Now, 17 games. So, 11 out of 17, a team to rush for more than 100 yards on you. And when I'm talking about more than 100 yards, I'm not talking about 101 or 102. No. 166, 167. Come on, man. Stop it. 149. So, yeah, man. We got to get better. And Kane Wommack is right. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But Kane Wommack, what are you going to do about it? This is the week to show that your defense can stop the run. Now, I know they gave up what? Like they said, 227 this past week. But I was kind of impressed. I was kind of impressed. We got stops when we had to. So I wasn't too upset with the defense, even though we gave up those explosive plays. Like I said, 50 some odd yards on 27 carries, 56 yards on 27 running plays. That's excellent. That's excellent. We got the stop when we needed it on 4th down. With 4 minutes and something left in the game. Georgia at midfield, basically at midfield. Dejon Lee made a critical 3rd down stop. But behind the line of scrimmage. So, hey, and Georgia had to end up punting the ball with a little over 4 minutes left. And what did Alabama do? Maybe a little under 4 minutes, but Alabama didn't let them get the ball back. So that was great. So the defense made stops when it had to. But anyway, it says, it ain't talking about nothing else. But going into this game, this Alabama defense, they just need to keep the same mindset as they had last week against Georgia. That's all they need to do. Play with the same intensity. Give the same effort. Since game 1, Bray Hubbard has been playing like a beast. I think we do have a weak link at safety, and that's Keon Sal. I love what Dre Kirkpatrick brings to the safety position. I love it. But Keon Sapp, he need to step up his game. All right. Now, if we can hold Vandy to 60, 65 yards on 20, 30, 30 rushes, shit, that'll be outstanding. But Vandy, they do their shit in different ways. Vandy gonna bring a lot of eye candy in that backfield, trying to confuse those linebackers. That's what they're gonna do, just like they did last season. But hopefully, watching film, we can catch a lot of what they do, and have a freaking remedy for it. You know what I'm saying? But what Kane Wommack said on those explosive plays, it is unacceptable because players are out of position. If you're supposed to contain the edge, contain the edge. Stop looking in the backfield. Stop freaking looking inside if you're supposed to be containing the outside. Just do your job. Everything else will fall in place. Don't worry about what the man beside you doing or the man across the field from you doing. Do your job. If you're supposed to contain the damn edge, contain the edge. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Same thing Kane Wommack is saying. Because them edges going to be tested. They going to be tested when Vandy roll into Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Nick Saban Field. And I want my Alabama Crimson Tide to show Diego Pavia and them Vanderbilt Commodores and they cheerleader Johnny Manziel, they 12th man, show them that this ain't the same defense or this ain't the same Alabama team from last year or yesteryear. We'll just say that. Because I think this Alabama Crimson Tide team as a whole, coaching staff, ever since the Florida State game, they feel like they got a point to prove and they got a chip on their shoulder. So in Vandy coming in to Bryant-Denny with a whole lot of confidence. And I want Alabama to take all that confidence away by halftime, if not by the end of the first quarter. And I'm going to tell you, Vandy going to come in there and try to control the clock. They going to try to set the tempo of the game. And hopefully, our Alabama Crimson Tide can freaking kill all that shit they planning to do. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what Kane Wommack had to say. Tell me how you think this defense is going to perform against Vandy. And I agree with Kane Wommack. It is unacceptable for a team to rush for 171 yards on 6 plays. You got to get that under control. But y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And roll damn